Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I'm your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. And today I'm going to answer a question from a viewer, but this is a bit of a doozy today. It's unlike one I've had to answer before. And my correspondent today wishes to remain anonymous, but I'm going to refer to him as the nom de plume of Count A. And you will understand why, because this is the question I've been posed. Good afternoon, Ash. I am writing this to you for a few suggestions, knowing and appreciating your expertise, your brilliant reasoning, and the balance of your way to approach questions. Well, you're pretty good at ingratiating yourself with me, Count A, I'll say that. And this is what he says. I am a noble man. My title is similar to that of a British baronet. It is my desire to dress accordingly, as I want to pay respect to my title, but without exceeding it, not wanting to stand out too much. I do not want to flex my title, as being rightly humble is the first good quality of a gentleman. You are so right, sir. Humility, absolutely. I am trying to reach a good balance, and although dressing for the office is easy, I like classic style. Choosing the right combinations for less formal situations can be less easy. May I ask for your thoughts, please? Count A. Okay, so a title. Unusual, that one. Equivalent to a British baronet. So a baronet in the British hereditary title system is actually the lowest one. It is a title, it's the lowest title that can be passed down through a family. And being a baronet in the UK, I'm guessing that this gentleman is not British, but being a baronet gives you the title of Sir. So it's a bit like being a knight, but it's a sort of title which passes down through the family line. I don't believe there have been any new baronets made for a very, very long time. It's kind of a system of title which has gone into abeyance a long time ago. But I think any title, and comparative to that one, wherever you may be in this world, most likely Europe, I suggest, there is an element of heritage and expectation upon any person who holds a title of that nature, or any title. You know, even if you were a knight, you know, you were sir or lady or a lord, you know, like Downton Abbey. Everybody knows about Downton Abbey. The Earl of Grantham is, you know, the main character in that. He's a lord. So there's an expectation, perhaps in the way that you are going to present yourself to the world. And in bygone eras, of course, we forget, don't we, that your clothing was the herald of your status, because if you held a title, and most likely you had a bit of wealth behind you as well, you would have fine quality cloths, better tailoring, embellishments on your clothing which would not be seen on the hoi polloi around you. And so yes, there is still a small element of that in the way perhaps that we dress. Now, of course, the world is far less nuanced in that regard. You know, there is less flamboyance. Nobody would expect, you know, the family crest on the cufflinks or things like that. Things have changed a little. Even the royal family. I live in a country where there's a monarchy. We have a king. Actually, our king, whilst an incredibly dapper and well-dressing man, you know, he dresses proportionately. I don't think, you know, he stands out from a crowd, other than the fact he's a sharp dressing guy, by the way he attires himself. So I get what Count A is trying to do here. He's trying to achieve a subtle but unmissable presence in the way that he dresses himself. Now, he says he works in an office, so we've got an idea that he's a working man, so we need to build some outfits for him which he's going to be able to apply in his wider life. So what we're really trying to do here for Count A is to hit a type of style which I'm going to refer to as dignified but modern. And I think we've got to ask ourselves, what does that mean? You know, what is dignified but modern in this current era in which we live? So the first thing I would say, before I give 3 actionable tips at the end, what I think he should do, you know, we're just kind of unpacking what dignified but modern means. The first thing I would say is it is much about respecting the classics. So whether you're a duke or whether you're a gravedigger, all right, if you respect the classics, you're always going to be somewhat approachable in any situation. And that is a well-fitted jacket. it's a classic. It's never going to go out of style. Be it a blazer, be it a tweed jacket or whatever. But think about those classic items. And because I think being somebody who has a title, there is a social expectation for you to dress like that. So, you know, you're not going to stand as an outlier amongst your group of friends because they probably expect you to dress a little like that. So yeah, it is dignified, but it is modern as well. And there is the context of it too, I think. You know, because in less formal settings, you know, the informal world, which most of us live pretty much all of the time, it is about substitution, isn't it? It's about modernizing that context of your clothing. So where perhaps everybody else might be wearing a hoodie and a pair of sweatpants, you know, you can wear the jacket we've just talked about and a pair of chinos. Because again, you know, it's a conscious choice. Instead of wearing distressed white sneakers, which is what I see so many men wearing these days, you know, you can wear polished leather. You can make a distinction, a substitution. Instead of what everybody else is wearing, you can go a little bit more dignified. You're still modern, but you're a little bit more dignified and you're respecting your heritage. And your family, of course, because a title passes down through the family line, it is a respect to the previous generations that you are demonstrating here. And I think another thing which falls into this category of dignified yet modern is thinking about the detailing, toning it down a little, making it understated. It is not about wearing massive gold cufflinks with, you know, your family crest or a big lapel badge or anything like that, or a big chunky gold watch on your wrist. We can tone it down. We don't have to show the world everything. We can actually, instead of visibly flashing things off, flexing our title as you referred to it, we can do it subtly. It's things like choosing excellent materials, good quality wool, cashmere, things like that. Leather, right? If you're buying leather products, go for vegetable tanned leather, not chromium tanned leather. It's the little touches, just like that. Goodyear welted shoes, not cemented shoes or Blake stitched. Little elements like that. Only you will know, but it makes all the difference. It's dignified, yet modern. Okay, so for Count A, these are 3 actionable tips that I think he can employ in his life, and they're going to make a difference for him when it comes to, you know, dressing for his status. Now, my first tip is going to be quite straightforward. I want you to build a rotation of 3 outfits which are title ready for your casual rotation as you go through life. Now, I'm going to suggest some. All right, so my first suggestion is the classic little black dress for men. It is the navy blazer, double-breasted or single-breasted if you're a younger fellow, but the navy blazer coupled with a nice white or a light blue, or even, if you want to be a little bit more avant-garde, a pink-coloured shirt with a nice tie, pair of chinos, nice pair of polished leather shoes. You are good to go for anything. All right, you could be, you know, out at a society event, you could be going to work, you could be going out for a drink with the guys. It's got you covered for everything. Perfect outfit for pretty much any man's life. You can tone it down a little. If that's a little too formal for you, try a tweed jacket or a wool jacket like I'm wearing now. More country colours, rustic in appearance. Suits me, I'm a country guy. But even in the city, it has the effect of toning down the formality of an outfit if you wear something which is a little more earthen in its appearance. And again, match that with a tassel shirt, chino, cavalry twill, moleskin trousers, maybe a pair of chukka boots, something like that. Noticeably less formal than the blazer outfit, and something you can wear every day. And you can mix and match a few of those little things. And for the winter months, everybody around you will be wearing a puffer jacket, or even worse, this new trend of swim robes, right? These huge nylon tent-like structures which people tend to wear around. Be the different, right? Be the difference. Choose an overcoat, a woolen overcoat, cashmere blended overcoat. They look great, so classic and elegant and instantly recognizable as a man of distinction and class. And actually super cheap on the second-hand market these days as well. So it certainly makes you stand out from the crowd for all the right reasons, while still being usable in formal and informal situations. Now, my second tip for our good count is to prioritise fit and proportion of one's clothing over branding or price. Because a lot of the errors which I see young chaps making today is that they will prioritise things like the logos on their clothing. They must have a certain logo which is trendy, which is currently in vogue. Or they will go for these more modern cuts of clothing which tend to be close to the body, particularly if you're a younger man. You know, you see guys with their trousers looks as if they've been sort of sprayed on, their shirts are accentuating every slight bulge and rise or fall of the body, and they're great when you're in good nick, but actually they soon look rather dated, I think. So if you are building a wardrobe, always focus on the fit first. Make sure that you know the name of your tailor. Get clothes tailored to fit you properly. That way, it's always going to trump. A well-tailored garment is always going to trump a garment which might be 10 times more expensive, might have the preferred logo of the era. But believe me, you're going to look better if you focus on the fit and the proportion rather than the branding or the price. Now, my final actionable tip for you is to select one subtle signature piece in every outfit that you wear, which you feel super confident and you think it just captures something of your charisma in your outfit. Now, it could be a pocket square. It could be a stylish pocket square. It could be a cufflink with your initial on it. It could be a tie with a club logo that you're particularly proud of. It could be the shoes that you're wearing. You may prefer a stylish and elegant burgundy shoe while you know everybody around you is going to be wearing black or brown. Choose something which makes you feel that little bit special. And as a titled gentleman, you will know that your subtle signature piece is buoying your character and your confidence, and you will feel that way. And don't beat yourself up, by the way, that you don't know what to wear in certain situations, because a recent survey of UK men showed that only 19% of men said they felt perfectly comfortable choosing what to wear in various settings around their lives. So, you know, more than 80% of men look at their wardrobe and, you know, they put their thumb in their mouth and they just pick at random on most occasions. So don't worry about it. It's part of a journey. You will get there. You will reduce that uncertainty by having more experience and trying perhaps some of these actionable tips as you go along. Now, I hope, Count A, that my advice to you today was useful. And I hope everybody else enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Ask me a question just like Count A did. Send me an email or pop your question into the comments section. I would be delighted to hear from you. And don't forget, you can join me on the journey to Chap Nirvana. I've got a Patreon page in which I make extra videos every week just for my patrons. The link to that is in the description box below this video. There are tiers on my Patreon group which are entirely free. It doesn't cost a penny. Go down there, join me on the journey. I'd love to see you soon. Until then, take care.